Alien Earth is without a doubt one of my favorite shows this year, probably in the last couple of years. It is really good. In this episode, the most recent episode, Wendy, there's so much going on. Boy Cavalier is losing it because he's basically losing it. Everything that's in his shop is malfunctioning. All the things that's going on, he's having problem after problem after problem after problem. And he doesn't even know it's getting worse because Karis is I don't think he's on his side, man. That crazy robot. You know, I don't think he's on his side. His sidekick. His potentially human. I don't think he's human, but the bald dude that's like his personal advisor, I don't think he's really on his side. You know, Boy Cavalier is one of those guys that's probably really, really smart. And that's it. That's it. He doesn't have a great personality. He's incapable of speaking and having regular conversations with people. He dips himself into the Peter Pan lore, you know, to obtain a personality. He can't talk to people and the synths, so he's hired, you know, someone to do it for him. He's not good at talking to people around the building, so he built a robot. He wants to have a conversation with someone he would deem smarter than himself, so he built the synths. But he doesn't seem capable to speak to people, you know, the way people speak to people. And that's primarily what's going on with him. But now everything is starting to crumble. Toodles has been attacked. And now I see Kurtz walking around with that little tablet he's got in his hand, and he watched Toodles the whole time. Now it's turned out that he could have actually just hit a button and opened or locked a door. Because when he sees the facehugger eggs and he notices the door is open, he pulls his tablet up, meow, and he hits the button, boink, and it closes the door while he's outside the laboratory. So he could have done it. Maybe there's a range on it. He couldn't have done it, but he probably could have called somebody, notified him or something. He did not. He did not. Then Smee has to get with Slightly, and they got to take that body out, man. They got to take a body with a face hugger attached to it. They're robots, but they're children also. They've got supercomputer brains, but the personality of a robot. So being like super smart, clearly being super smart doesn't mean everything, because these robots, these synths, the Lost Boys are all really smart. They've got a lot of information in them, but they're still just children. So Slightly pulls in Smee, and the two of them hustle that body off, and then they lose the chest burster. Pow! It jumps out, takes off, and they lose him. But they still have their meeting. They still have to meet Morrow. So they're like, oops, oh, I'm sorry. The monster jumped out his body. And they're really lucky he didn't just shoot both of them. Because even though he was trying to kind of talk nice to Slightly, and even though that, you know, from the last episode we kind of understand his motivations, that dude is still a monster. He's still a monster. If a lion is protecting its cubs and you just happen to be in the way, you're going to die from what you would perceive, I guess, as a monster. A lion? 600-pound, 500-pound cat, a giant cat, decides it wants to eat you or at least maul you, you've got problems. But its motivation, you can understand, protecting its young. Okay, I get that. Doesn't stop you from getting mauled. Morrow has anguish about his daughter passing, and it hurts him, and he just wants to finish his mission, man. It cost him his daughter's life. He just wants to finish it. She's not going to die, and he didn't even finish his mission. He's going to finish it, even if he's got to give everybody the business. And that's all there is about that. So whether he's got to kill people, catch people, lie to people, whatever, he's going to finish his mission. His motivation is understandable. His methods are sinister. So he's out there with the full intention of unaliving people. He tells his men, because he shows up with a posse, he's like, hey, kill anybody gets in your way. Phases are not set to stun. So I'm like, oh man, wow, he's gonna kill everybody. So Slightly is trying to explain, see what happened was Dan got away, man. But he's not going for that. He takes both of them prisoner. The plot thickens because that's not the end of it. Morrow and his men are on the island, and they're moving their way through the island, and they run into complications. They catch a beating. When I was younger, when I was like 10, maybe 11, something like that, I had a dog. It's a white-coated dog, and we called her Sheba. And Sheba was my dog. She followed me around all over the place. I'm not a dog guy today, but back then, Sheba followed me all around every place. One time somebody came to my fence and said something aggressive towards me, and it was like Sheba knew. She was like, hey, don't worry about him, because I'm about that life. And Sheba ran to the fence and was like, bah, barking and screaming and everything. I think she had a knife. And Sheba, probably would have attacked this person. I'm a full rugged prototype of manhood. I didn't it wasn't because I ran and hid someplace. We were arguing back and forth. And Sheba came up and started barking and screaming. I tell that story because Wendy has been able to, all that noise, talk to the predators. And apparently, she's not only talking to them, she understands the language, and they understand her. Because she's got a predator bodyguard. I had a dog. It was a big puppy, small dog. And, to be completely honest, if you'd gave that thing a really good kick, you probably would have been safe. But a predator, a 7-foot-tall, slimy, oddly face shaped, it's got a weird thing happening with its face, predator will end you. And she's like calling it, and it's following her around. And if she points at you, she points, that's it. You're done. You're a done dada. So Wendy's got that. In this episode, her brother, Hermit, is like, we got to get out of here. And Wendy concurs. Yeah, we got to go. So some of the Lost Boys figure we should leave, and they go with Wendy. And that does not turn out well at all. But Wendy has an ace up her sleeve. An ace, it starts with the letter A, just like Alien. She's got one of those up her sleeve, and let me tell you, you do not want that business. You don't want that work, because they show the alien attacking other people. And I don't think it would matter if it was 10, 20, 30 of you, you're going to get that work. So the show ends with her in a precarious position, but the audience knows that there's an alien that's not seen right now, that is just kind of hanging out, waiting for her to give the word, and it will turn everything topsy-turvy. So I'm wondering what will happen in the next episode. Clearly, there are going to be problems with Boy Cavalier and Wendy now. Kirsch has got his own weird plans going on. He's basically in control of the compound now, and Boy Cavalier doesn't seem to notice that he ain't in charge no more. But with all that going on, all of the different ins and outs and stuff happening, I'm still wondering what's going on with the giant eyeball, because it is still just kind of standing back there, checking stuff out. And it brings me back to the first or second episode when they said it had human-like intellect. Not dolphin, not dog, not even, chimpanzee. They said human. So that's like problem-solving intellect. That's like figuring out the keyboard of a computer type intellect. They should have gassed that thing or shot it into space or something, because I think that even with everything else that's going on, I still think that eyeball is the main villain, the main monster they need to watch out for. Boy Cavalier is a reckless idiot. Weyland-Yutani is out there in the background just waiting to do something nefarious. Morrow's on the island. He's a problem. He's got a group of people with him. Their problems. Kirsch is there, and I think he's ready to take over. And I think his programming, I believe, is going to lead into the Blade Runner robots. I think it's going to be the same technology. I think the two stories are going to mesh together. Did you know that Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead are essentially the same universe? They've confirmed that. I think Blade Runner and Alien are being meshed together. Maybe one or two other ones. I'll get into that in another episode. But they're meshing that together, I think. But this was good. I wouldn't want to be on that island. I definitely wouldn't want to be Boy Cavalier, because he is about to have problems. I wouldn't want to be Morrow. I wouldn't want to be anybody in this show. Really, everybody in this show is in danger. Even the alien is probably in danger, because that eyeball monster attacked it immediately. So he seems to be the villain in the background. So even the alien has probably got some problems. And if you think about it, this happened a couple years before the original Alien story. They didn't know about aliens. It was an unknown life form. They didn't know about the eggs, chest bursters, face huggers, nothing. So everybody in this show has got to die, because nobody can give this information to anybody else. Or they knew about it and they just didn't tell Ripley and them when they shot him into space. It's one of two things. Either this information never got out because everyone died, or this information was available, but it was withheld. I'm curious to see what it is, but I'm pretty sure everybody's just going to die, man. It's a monster movie. Everybody should die, right? But I am digging Alien Earth. In fact, I am digging Alien Earth so much that I would give Alien Earth, this particular episode, 8 bags of popcorn. 8 bags of popcorn. Because that's what I think about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Now that we had a chance to talk about the video, let's talk about it some more in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.